Hello everyone, and thank you for being here today. We're going to talk about the rental crisis in Australia and how it's affecting thousands of renters across the country. Our research look at the real life struggle behind the issue and we gather some stories from social media, news and renters themselves to show what they're going through. Today we share our findings, explain and the key problem and suggest practical solutions. Let me begin with the real story from Sydney. Earlier this year, around over 150 people stood in line outside of rental properties, students, workers, and families all hoping to inspect the property. This happens to all over Australia. Renters are facing rising rents, bad living conditions, and landlords who slow to fix the things. These aren't just the numbers; they represent the real people dealing with this stress, uncertainty, and insecurity. Finding affordable homes is hard, and it's affecting their daily lives. Our team worked hard to understand these problems. One of us focused on analyzing the data, another looked at the emotion behind the rental stories, and another helping to turn our finding into the solution. My job was to bring everything together, make sure we present our results in a simple, clear way, and that's exactly what we're doing today. Thank you.
Hi ma'am, it's me Saurabh Snake. Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about our major finding on the renter market. We focus on two key issues that renters are experiencing: affordability and housing quality. Our first major finding is affordability. From all the posts we analyzed, a large majority, around 63%, focus on the issue of rising rent. Renters share powerful stories about being outbid at property inspection and having their rent suddenly double, and even being forced to have neighborhood they had lived in for many years. Just like for one example, that's really stand out is from renters in Pinion Hills who report their rent going up by 77% in just 2 years. This clearly shows us how unaffordable the rental market has become for many Australians. So it's not just about money either. Renters are facing financial stress, emotional pressure, and uncertainty about their future. Many are constantly worried about how they will pay their rent bill, while others are just being pushed out of their communities. Their instability disrupts family, work, and overall well-being. Our second key finding is about quality housing. Around 14% of posts we reviewed highlighted poor living condition. People describe issues like mold, pest, infestations, and broken plumbing. For example, one renter said that mushrooms were growing on their floor due to dampness. Another renter explained that after they reported of mice infestations, their rent was actually increased, but the repair they needed were never done. So these are not just small inconveniences; these are real health and safety concerns. Renters and the being asked to pay high prices for homes that are unsafe, unhealthy, and poorly maintained. So when people are spending so much their income on rent, at least they should expect is a safe and decent place to live. Thank you.
My name is Samir Thapa and my student ID number is BMW 2001. Now I am doing the video presentations for the marketing research subjects, and it's like a main one. Today I am going to talk about the big problems that everyone's renters are facing right now. The main problems is that the competitions for the house. Renters are fighting to get some of the house. Example, it's been like a game as well, where everyone is trying to grab the same price, and you stand in a line where there are hundreds of numbers of peoples, and the price is one, right? And even if you are fast and you have a capabilities, but someone might beat you. That's what's happened when people try to rent a house, and renters are waiting in the long lines and then seeing others pay more for the house, and many renters are priced out before they can even apply for that. So why is it's a problem? So I'll tell you, just like a feeling, just feeling like upset if you lose the games. That feelings, renters are feeling stressed because they are competing for homes and may never get the chance to apply, as there are no more numbers of people. Like if you apply for the job interview, and there are numbers, there are more numbers of people who are applying for the job interview, and then it's quite difficult and stressful to get the job. Now the second thing is just then one most concerning thing is that why is the market is unfair. There aren't enough homes for the everyone. Like with the example, imagine if you are in a store or candy stores, but there are only five candy bar left, and there are more numbers of people. Only a few people will get their candy, and the other one will leave empty-handed, right? This is how the rental market works, and there are not enough homes, and those who want that are available are found quickly. Why is it unfair? So renters are stressed because there aren't just enough homes and for everyone, and some people get left out, as there are more numbers and less number of houses, more people and less numbers of houses. Challenging and difficult. Each cities has facing difficulties in renting. Like in examples in our research, we found that in Brisbane, people are more worried about bad conditions in homes, like broken pipes or old furnitures. And in Melbourne, the biggest problems is that the high rent prices. In Sydney, renters are facing both high rent and poor living conditions. Why is it important? I'll tell you about the importance. The problems are in different in each city, so the solution for each city must also be different. For example, in Brisbane, the solution might be fixing old house, while the Melbourne, the rent needs to be more cheaper, and that means the house there need to be more house, as the peoples are demanding more.
Hello everyone, myself Arthur Special and my student ID is DY29555. Without any delay, I would like to jump into my topic. Based on our findings, we have 4 key recommendations for Renters Voice Australia. First, we recommend focusing on the affordability in the national campaign because it's the main issue for the renters everywhere. Second, it's important to highlight poor living conditions through real stories and images to help build empathy and the urgency around this issue. Third, we recommend tailoring the message depending on the location. For example, in Brisbane, the real focus will be on improving living conditions, while affordability should remain the same priority in the other city as well. Lastly, we suggest building partnership with tenant organizations, health groups and community advocates to strengthen the campaign and ensure they reach more people. These recommendations are not just the idea. They are based on the real stories and the data that show the urgency of these issues. By implementing them, Renter Voice Australia can help bring about real change. The rental crisis didn't happen by accidents. It's the result of decision making by the government, landlords and others. But those decisions can be changed. The voice of the renter are asking for an action, and it's the time for that action to happen. For your time. Thank you for your time, and we hope this presentation will help you to understand not just the scales of the Australia rental crisis, but also the real human impact it has no renters. The biggest issue we found is affordability, but poor living conditions and overcrowding also play a huge role. Most importantly, we have heard from the renters themselves, and their voices are crucial in pushing for changes. We believe there is a hope. The rental crisis can be solved, but it will take action. Renter Voice also Australia can help lead by the way amplifying renters' voices and advocating for policies that will make a real difference. We hope to work together to make sure that renters across Australia are heard and supported. Thank you for your time and welcome for any questions. Thank you.